My heart was beating like a drum. Thump, thump, thump. It was Saturday morning, the day of the big match. This wasn't just a kickabout in the park with jumpers for goalposts. This was a real game. We were playing an 11-a-side match on a proper pitch. I had my full kit on. The shirt felt new and important. My boots were cleaned and ready. The laces were tied tight, double knotted so they wouldn't come undone. I looked at my teammates. They all had the same look on their faces, a mix of excitement and pure stomach-churning nerves. We were ready. But were we good enough today? The feeling in the changing room was electric. The smell of deep heat and fresh-cut grass filled the air. Our manager, Coach Dave, was giving his final talk. He spoke about teamwork and believing in ourselves. He looked each of us in the eye. "Play for the badge on your shirt," he said. "Play for each other." His words hung in the air, making us feel like a real team, a proper unit. I pulled my socks up high, right over my shin pads. I felt the hard plastic against my shins, a comforting shield for the battle ahead. The whistle blew outside, calling us to the pitch. It was time. Walking out of the tunnel and into the bright sunlight felt like stepping onto a massive stage. The world seemed to slow down for a second. The green of the pitch was so vivid, almost glowing. I could hear the faint murmur of parents and friends on the sidelines, their voices a gentle hum in the background. My nervousness was still there, a little knot in my stomach. But something else was growing inside me too. It was a surge of adrenaline, a powerful wave of wanting to play, wanting to run, wanting to win. This was what all the training sessions were for. This was the moment. We lined up for the kickoff. I looked across the halfway line at our opponents. They looked big, they looked confident. They were wearing a bright red kit that seemed to shout at us. Their captain stared at our captain, a serious look on his face. The referee stood in the center circle, the ball placed perfectly on the spot. He checked his watch and then raised his whistle to his lips. My breath caught in my throat. I took one last look at my teammates, gave a nod to my friend playing next to me, and got ready to move. The whole world was waiting for that one single sound. The pitch was huge. It looked like a giant green carpet stretching out forever. The white lines were painted perfectly straight and bright. The goalposts at each end stood tall and proud, the nets waiting for a ball to hit them. The grass was cut short, and you could see the different shades where the mower had been. It smelled amazing, that fresh, earthy smell of a well-kept football field. A few puddles from last night's rain glistened near the corner flags, promising a slippery challenge. It felt professional, like the stadiums you see on TV. Playing here made you want to be a better player, to live up to the setting. Our team was called the Rovers. We wore a blue and white striped kit. We were a mix of friends from school and the local area. We trained twice a week, working hard on our passing and defending. We weren't the biggest team, but we had heart and we knew how to play together. Our opponents were the Eagles. They were known for being a strong and fast team. Their red shirts made them look very intimidating as they warmed up, passing the ball with sharp, quick movements. There was a friendly rivalry between our two clubs, which made the atmosphere even more intense. Everyone wanted to win this match. The crowd wasn't massive, but it was loud. Our parents and friends stood along one sideline, shouting our names and cheering us on. "Come on, Rovers," they would yell. Their encouragement was like an extra player on our team. It gave us a boost every time we heard them. The Eagles had their own supporters on the opposite side, just as loud and passionate. The two sets of cheers mixed together, creating a fantastic noise that echoed across the field. It felt like a proper football match, with real stakes and real passion from everyone involved, both on and off the pitch. The weather was perfect for football. The sun was out, but it wasn't too hot. A gentle breeze drifted across the pitch, which was a relief. The air was crisp and clear. You could see everything perfectly, from the goalkeeper at the far end to the determined faces of the opposition players. The conditions were ideal for a fast-paced game. There were no excuses about the weather or the state of the pitch. It was all down to us, the two teams on this green battlefield. We had to prove who wanted it more, who had practiced harder, and who would work best as a team. I play as a right back. It's a defender's job. My main role is to stop the other team's left winger from getting past me. I have to be strong in the tackle and quick on my feet. I can't let them cross the ball into our penalty area. Coach Dave always tells me, your first job is to defend. Don't let anyone get behind you. So I keep my eyes on my opponent, watching their every move. I try to predict where they are going to run and what they are going to do with the ball. It's a constant game of cat and mouse, a personal battle within the bigger game. But being a right back isn't just about defending. In modern football, you have to be able to attack too. When our team has the ball, I have to run forward along the sideline. This is called an overlap. I provide an extra option for our midfielders. I can receive a pass and then try to cross the ball into the box for our strikers to score. It's tiring work. You have to run up and down the pitch for the whole 90 minutes. One moment you are making a last-ditch tackle near your own goal, the next you are trying to deliver a perfect cross at the other end. My position on the pitch gives me a great view of the whole game. I can see everything unfolding in front of me. I can see our midfielders fighting for the ball. I can see our strikers making runs. I can also see the opposition attackers trying to find space. It means I have to communicate all the time. I have to shout to my teammates, telling them to mark up or warning them of a man on. Communication is key in defense. A quiet defense is a weak defense. We have to be organized and talk to each other to make sure there are no gaps for them to exploit. The first few minutes were a test. The Eagles winger was fast, really fast. He tried to run past me straight away. I had to focus completely. I stayed on my feet and used my body to shield the ball, forcing him to run wide. I didn't dive into a tackle. I waited for the right moment. He tried a trick, a little step over, but I watched the ball, not his feet. I managed to poke the ball away from him and out for a throw-in. It was a small victory, but it gave me a huge boost of confidence. I knew then that I could handle him. The game was a real battle, going from one end of the pitch to the other. We had a good chance early on. Our striker Leo hit a powerful shot that the keeper just managed to tip over the bar. We all groaned, but it showed we could create chances. Then the Eagles came at us. Their winger, the one I was marking, got a lucky break. The ball bounced off our defender and fell right to his feet. He was through on goal. I ran back as fast as I could, my lungs burning. But our goalkeeper, Sam, was amazing. He rushed out and made a brilliant save with his legs. We all patted him on the back. Just before halftime, we scored. It was a fantastic team goal. Our midfielder won the ball and passed it out to me on the right wing. I took a touch and ran forward into space. I looked up and saw Leo making a run towards the near post. I focused, aimed for the space in front of him, and crossed the ball low and hard. Leo slid in and met it perfectly, guiding it into the back of the net. The feeling was incredible. We all ran to celebrate with him, a huge pile of blue and white shirts. Going into the break with a 1-0 lead felt amazing. We were buzzing. The second half was tough. The Eagles pushed hard for an equalizer. They put us under a lot of pressure. As a defender, it was non-stop work. I had to make tackles, head the ball away from corners, and block shots. My legs started to feel heavy and tired. My whole body ached. But we didn't give up. We fought for every single ball. We encouraged each other, shouting and clapping for every block and every clearance. We were defending as a team, a solid blue wall that refused to be broken down. We were all in it together. The referee looked at his watch. There were only a few minutes left. My heart was pounding again, but this time with a mix of exhaustion and hope. The final whistle blew. We had done it. We had won 1-0. The sound was the best thing I had ever heard. We all fell to the ground, tired but so happy. We had worked so hard and earned the victory. Shaking hands with the Eagles, we knew we had been in a proper contest. The best part wasn't just the win, but the feeling of achieving it together. I learned that teamwork and never giving up are more powerful than anything else.